The Jets are roadbound this week. Their win last week currently placing them 9th in next year's draft. They'll be in Baltimore, where the Ravens are trying to take another step towards locking up the number 1 seed in the AFC. Predictions are on the clock, but while we wait, let's take in a few numbers. Get ready for a heavyweight battle in the trenches.
Jackson cuts to the outside. Jackson turns it upfield.
Despite an uncharacteristically down performance on the ground against the Bills last week, the Ravens still sport the top running game in the NFL, ranking first in both yards per carry and yards per game, and they have only the second quarterback to rush for 1,000 yards in a season. Congrats, LAMAR Jackson. But this week, they'll test their ground game muscles against the league's strongest run defense. New York ranking second in yards per game allowed and first in yards per carry allowed. Though like all defenses, they haven't had to try and stop a rushing attack like Baltimore's. Beyond just playing the rush well, they would also need to keep Jackson's arm from dinging them big, and that's no easy task with how much better he's looked as a passer this year.
Wide open, Hayden Hurst!
Jackson now has 28 TD passes for the season, which seems to get a little overlooked because of how dangerous he's been with his feet. But if you're looking for more reasons to think New York might be able to hang with the Ravens this week, look to the tight end position, because they play a huge role in the Ravens' passing attack. 2 of Jackson's 3 TD passes last week were to tight ends, and 2 of their top 3 receivers on the year are tight ends, Mark Andrews leading the way. But the Jets have also been tough on that position, having held them to the 5th fewest yards on the season. However, even if they can slow LAMAR and company down a bit, they would also need to try and avoid handing the ball over, which they've struggled to do this season. They're tied for 21st in turnovers, and their weakness in this area happens to be another Baltimore strength.
Oh, he gets crushed! Allen loses the football!
The Ravens recovered a Josh Allen fumble last week, which puts them tied for 6th in takeaways for the season. Their ability to put pressure on Allen last week played a role in creating those takeaways. They finished the game with 6 sacks, and you'd think they'd be able to put that kind of pressure on Sam Darnold because the Jets' O-line has not played well this year. Only 3 teams have allowed more sacks than they have. So can they hold off the Ravens' pass rush long enough to give Sam Darnold a chance at an upset, or will the Ravens' march to home field advantage roll on? I'm looking at the clock, and it finally reads predictions 30.
Jackson tosses, end zone, touchdown! Willie Snead!